Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, dropping down from Armu on an early morning. I've got a slight frog in the throat, so we're going to head up towards Masoi. We're going to Atlas Coffee. Could be the greatest coffee shop in the world. So sit back and relax and enjoy the drive. And of course the view, look at that. It's all looking very, very blue today. Early in the morning, what time is it? 8:30. Not that early, but it is if you're living in Cyprus, because most people in Cyprus don't like to get out of bed very early, because a lot of people don't like to work, and on top of that, there's a lot of people who are on holiday or retired. Hence, people like to have lazy days, and there's nothing wrong with that. Big shout out to Lady Jackie and of course Sir Martin. We had the great honour of meeting them last night in Lofty's Bar, and it was an absolute pleasure. Absolute superstars. Thank you for coming over to say that big hello. Thank you to Sir Trev. Thank you to Lady Denise for accompanying us and listening to the singing tones of Mr. Paul and a few other people. But of course, many people can sing very well indeed. So thank you very much for watching the little channel known as Marika and me. And of course, if you do like what you see, hit the like, smash that subscribe. Please don't forget to keep on coming back for that little bit more of our complete and utter madness as we take you on our travels in and around Paphos. And of course, if there is somewhere that you'd like us to go, drop it in the comments, and you never know, that little video may be coming very soon indeed, especially for you. And of course, if you'd like to keep the channel afloat, want to go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, because that's how you could gift us that virtual coffee as a thank you, and of course to keep us motivated to keep on making these videos, especially for you. And of course, you can also join us as a superstar member, starting off at only €10 a month. That's all it costs to get yourself that little bit closer to Marika and me, access the privileges, and of course get yourself a very special title indeed. So, fabulous morning, by the way, it really is, isn't it? There appears to be not a cloud in the sky, and you can just make out the horizon down to the blue Mediterranean Sea. And I think the temperature today, end of September, is coming. Inulations in the road are getting worse. Yes, Lord Marcus of the Tesla. You'll be coming in October. But I say, it's getting towards the end of September, and the temperature is around about 28 to 29. That's what they're forecasting today. In an eve, it drops down a little bit to around about 18-ish, 20-ish, somewhere around there, so quite pleasant. What's going on here? Lots of people walking around in yellow bibs. That means they're going to be getting the big diggers out and digging some holes. What can you say? That's roads, isn't it? This road, to be honest, has all been re-tarmacked, so it's not too bad. Vast improvements from the last year, but of course it's still that little bit Sherlock Holmes. And of course, if you are new to the channel and perhaps you're curious to know what did they say Sherlock Holmes for, well, it goes back a long way. Once upon a time in an early video, I was talking some mumbo jumbo, and Marika said, well, she was going to say something else, and it was S-H-I-T, but she improvised with the words Sherlock Holmes, and she said, you're talking a load of Sherlock Holmes. And from that moment on, it stuck. So when something is not very good, we say it's Sherlock Holmes. When it's absolutely atrocious, we call it Charles Dickens. And of course, if it's something that you can't even talk about, we call it a Gracie. Yep, that's what we call it. There we go. So let's slowly but surely work our way up towards Masoi, and the traffic is quite light, so we'll stay in this lane. Often you get a lot of cars in this lane, then it's a busy road, so we sneak to the left and do a U-turn and then boot it up the road. But this morning it appears to be not too bad. Fingers crossed. We could be sitting here now for the next year or so, but and there's not much courtesy on the roads. I mean, there isn't anywhere in the world these days, isn't it? But it's particularly bad in Cyprus, and I think it's not actually that they're actually uncourteous, it's just that they're too busy drinking a frappe, talking on a mobile phone, or doing something other than actually focusing on driving. Common problem all over the world. If you are driving around in a car, try to stay off your mobile phone and try to be courteous. But like I say, it's not going on very much. We've got like a squeaky brake pedal, haven't we? It's like the rubber off my shoe and the rubber off the squeaky brake pedal don't communicate. So that's what you hear. That's what you can hear in the background. See, no one's going to let me out. No, there we go. Yep, we're in Kurdistan. No, we're not. We're in downtown Paphos. Right. Now everyone wants to turn across me as well. It's not fair, is it? Life is not fair, shall we say, especially on the island of love, because we've got more sun than anybody else could ever even dream of. Right, now come on, we're going to start to make our way and force our way out, because sometimes that's what you have to do if you're living on the island of love. And normally no one ever stops, because like I say, they've not noticed you. They're doing something other than driving, focused on going for that coffee like Mr. Paul. You see, I was getting frustrated, and I know the greatest coffee in the world is waiting up this road about 5 minutes away. So I'm 5 minutes away from that absolute, what should we call it? That magic moment in a morning when you get that first coffee. And it applies sometimes to a cup of tea, doesn't it? Especially if you are in downtown UK. Now, what can we talk about next? Well, I've mentioned before a few things about hire cars, and a lot of what's this idiot doing? There we go. He thinks he's in France. Could have been Lord and Aldo, perhaps racing down the road to catch Lady Sylvia and have a coffee together. Looking forward to that when you guys come back to Paphos. But anyway, as I was saying, been talking lately about hire cars, and a lot of people hire cars when they go on holiday, in particular when they come on holiday to Paphos. And of course, a lot of people know that they have to block somewhere between 600, 800, 1200, and sometimes more on your credit card. It's something that's often not mentioned. They tell you how much it is on the daily rate, 50 euros, 60 euros, whatever it might be. And then of course, they block a certain amount on your credit card, and it can be quite scary, because even if you only get a little scuff on your front bumper, for example, which perhaps you did, so you're happy to pay for it, the problem is they're going to take all the money. So if they block 600, they're going to take 600. If they've blocked 800, they're going to take 800. I think you've got the idea. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to hire a car without that fear? No excess whatsoever. Wouldn't it be nice to know, yeah, okay, I caught the front bumper, I think that should be 150 euros, and then just cough it up when you take the car back. So if you are looking for quality hire cars, they'll always be Hondas, well serviced because they're coming from the Honda main dealer. You get in contact with me via email. The email address is on our about page, or perhaps drop it in the comments, and we'll sort out a hire car for you, deliver it to your place of residence, and collect it from your place of residence when you have finished with it. Hassle-free car hire when you are on the island of love. So I'll say that again, no excess. All you've got to do is pay the daily rate, minimum of 4 days, preferably a week or more. We'll do you a very, very reasonable price. The car will be delivered to you washed in and out with a half tank of fuel, delivered to your hotel, your apartment complex, your villa, and then when you finish with it, we will come and pick it up, have a quick look at it, make sure there's no damage on it, take the car away, no hassles whatsoever. And I'd like to say a big, big thank you to a few people over the last couple of weeks who have used the service, and they all said it was fantastic, and they'll be coming back again. Thank you very, very much indeed. So here we are, top of Masoi, that's where we are. Trimark Motors is on the left-hand side there. That's a used car dealer, some Gumbarus of mine. Again, if you're looking for a car, when you come into the Island of Love, perhaps you're retiring or perhaps a holiday car, get in contact with Mr. Paul. And of course, I've got 1 or 2 cars available, and if I haven't got one, I can go and find the exact car that you want. So a lot of services coming to you from the little channel known as Marika and Me. If you want to see me monkeying around with cars, go and hunt me down on YouTube, Cars and Me. And if you want more time with Marika, that's massaging receiving out of both, the most beautiful woman in the world, why not go and hunt her down on Marika and You. Thanks very much for watching, and of course we are getting close to our final destination, and Mr. Paul is looking forward to a delicious cup of Atlas coffee. And no, they are not the sponsor of this video. I travel all the way the wrong way to get the best coffee, I believe, in Cyprus, and then I go on my merry way and try and make a cup of bob. There it is on the left hand side, Atlas coffee. You never know, one of these days we might even get to meet my mate Sir Philip, hopefully, now the summer's over. Big shout out to Lady Cleta all the way up in Kamara's village. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your company again very soon indeed. And that's a hair salon next door called Creative, and apparently got a very good reputation, although not much use for me because I've got no hair, I've got no nails, and well, I'm already beautiful. Thanks for watching.